What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. I just wanted to go over this Matthew Cox interview about how this young man, Sidney Coates, was a part of the largest Nike theft in history. So let's go.
I get a phone call. It was my cousin Tamika, and they stay in the country town my mom from. So she say, "Hey, it's a guy here with these Jordan tennis shoes. You might need to get down there." I say, "For real?" Cause we had heard that somebody we know it been people robbing trains and stuff. You know that kind of stuff. It got around. And coming from where I'm from, Shreveport, Louisiana, it's north. It's not South Louisiana, like New Orleans and Baton Rouge. We like 5 hours away. So our lifestyle is totally different from theirs. So kids and people my age having that type of money and stuff like that, you don't hear about it. It's no good. So we get down there. It's me, Zarico, Suge, B-Mac, and JR. We loaded up in Zarico grandma car. She had a big old long LTD, big orange car, big ugly car. And man, we drive down there. We get there, and we see the dude got the shoes spread out. We're like, okay, damn, shit, he really got them. So we pay. The dude come to me.
Well, what are you paying for these?
Well, I gave him $75.
And what are they typically?
Like 200.
Okay.
Yeah, like $200. He gave me a deal for 75. So
I'm curious. They got these Jordans. They're stolen, like from a semi truck.
They fell off a truck. They fell off a truck.
Yeah,
right.
But at this time, I didn't know.
You just think people are given 70% or 65% discounts on brand new Jordans?
Hey,
right.
I didn't know. I just knew that they were stolen coming out, Hey.
Okay.
So the guy come to me. He said, "Hey, you Trey son?" Because that's what they call my mom, Trey. I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "Okay." He said, "Man, we kinfolk." That's how they talk in the country. We kinfolk,
right.
So I'm like, "Okay, cool. I ain't thinking nothing of it." So we left. So we all plotting. Like, ooh, we gonna be clean at school tomorrow. Ooh, we gonna be clean. We just talking. Everybody getting their outfits together. And we all said, look, we gonna meet at the same time. So when we can walk into school, we all be together.
For some reason, I hear that whole Gangster's Paradise song playing in my head. They're all walking like in a line,
And that's really how it was, literally. So that next morning, I get up. I go to brush my teeth. I'm hearing noises. People talking. I'm like, what the hell going on? So as I got through, I look in the other room. I see all these boxes. I'm like, what the? Then I look in the front room. It's the guy, my daddy, and my mama. They up drinking. It's 6:30 in the morning. They drinking Remy Martin, smoking, just like this 10 o'clock at night.
Right.
They partying. So I'm like, what the hell going on here, So once I get in, the guy say, hey, go to school, let everybody know you got the shoes, and I'll give you half on every shoe you sell.
If you've been watching me at all, I've been saying this on these interviews. It's not what you know, it's who you know. Because this man just woke up, walked in the living room, and voila, we got all the Jordans you want, sir.
I'm like, okay, fine.
Brother.
So my mom, them, they looking like, yeah, do it, So I'm like, cool.
This is not good, advice from these adults, by the way.
Yeah. So
now
I'm like, well,
the same advice.
Damn. So we all meet. Me and my homeboy, we meet. Man, I'm talking about as soon as we step foot on the campus. I don't even think we was in the door yet. Man, it was like students just coming from everywhere, just like, wow, where did y'all get them? Like, whoa, how you do it? What can I get them? Because they was like there a month or two before they really releasing. We had them real early, so everybody trying to find. I said, well, look, shit, you give me 150, I got you, So I look, the office, we got all these kids trying to call home to their parents to get money to buy the shoes. And I'm talking about, man, the line in the office was so long, you thought Drake was in town or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, wow, you know. So by the time lunch break kick in, my homeboy JR, he come to me. He said, hey, man, we might need to leave school early so we can get everything situated. So when everybody got to school, we'll have their size and stuff. We just, pass them to them.
Right.
So I said, yeah, you right. So me, him, and Suge, we loaded up and left during lunchtime. I pull up in my yard. I'm noticing this 2-3 cars, like people just start coming in behind me. I'm like, well, no. And it's kids from other schools, not my school, you know what I'm saying? It's people from other schools in the area. And I'm like, damn, how they know? Because we ain't talked to nobody outside the school, you know?
And you left early.
Yeah, because we left early, you know? So I'm like, God damn, that word travel. So I'm getting out the car like, well, it's done now. Hey, what size you need? You know, so everybody tell them their size. I go in, get the shoes, I get the money, I go back in, I get it to my mama. My mama was like the count. Like, she was on top of it. Like, what
Okay, now, even though if I would have been in school, I would have known, like, we shouldn't be doing this at home. Not at the house. Like, we need... There's... This is the first flag I'm seeing right here.
I come in that house with that money, my mama finna take the money. She finna put my portion over here and put the other guy portion there. She writing it down, got to calculate like she just on top of it, like it was a real operation, you know? So I'm like, damn, this shit really moving. I'm coming to school, man. I'm talking about money. I'm jewelry. I bought a hairball about this big. Like I paid $1,400 for. I'm just, you know. So it was this known guy named DJ Bebe, Hollywood Bebe. He's a celebrity right now.
Why is he a celebrity?
He's a celebrity DJ.
Oh, okay.
He's a celebrity DJ, but he was real popular in Shreveport. And right now he's in Dallas, but he's real popular. He be with Rick Ross, 50 Cent, like he's real popular. You can look him up. So he come by the house. And he talking with my mom, you know, just like, yeah. So he come make it like about 10 pair. I ain't thinking nothing of it.
How many pair are there? I mean, if you're selling 10, 20 pair and your buddies are selling 10, 20 pair, and apparently your parents are selling 10 or 20 pair, and he's buying 10, like how many shoes were in there?
Man,
how many shoes fell off the truck?
Well, it was like 4,800 pair.
Ooh.
It was 4,800 pair of shoes.
Damn.
That's a lot of shoes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And to go back, my parents didn't sell nothing. Okay. I sold everything. Okay. They didn't do nothing. My mom ain't do nothing but just be the money collector.
Right.
You know, so.
Okay. I need to know. See, I don't like where this started. How did y'all get almost 5,000 pair of shoes? What? How? Where did they come? Bro, what train? I need that. That's the information I want.
Baby, we noticed he'll come right back. I'm talking about we'll give him shoes. He boom. Like, God damn. So now he coming 3-4 times. And I said, look at him. So my mom said, hey, she just started getting them big pack, like 50 at a time. Man, this man going everywhere. He going to Dallas, Shreveport, just all the surrounding areas. So he became one of my main guys. And I like all my Playboy crew members, you know, everybody. We on, you know, everybody selling shoes. We having fun. You know, just having a great time. So as days go by, I'm cutting class. I see the French club. I think the French club, drama club, you know how those different clubs the school have. So they waiting around for the school bus to go on a field trip. So I'm like, oh, shit, I might see when I go with them. So I walk up, I ask the teacher. I said, hey, where y'all going? She said, oh, we just going to the Strand Theater to watch some kind of opera play shit or something, you know. And I'm like, look at him. Let's go out to eat, and we're going to go to the mall. I'm going to pay for everything. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Man, that teacher looked at me and said, "Are you serious?" I said, "Yeah." And before you know it, we was on that bus, heading out. We heading out. So I tell the bus driver, "Hey, take us over to Shoney's Inn restaurant over here." We in Shoney's Inn restaurant. Man, I'm sitting back like I'm just Pablo Escobar. I'm just laid back. All the other students and stuff, they surrounded me, just, want to know what's going on. But they treat me like a king, like, God damn, this is the man. So we eat, I pay the tab, leave a nice tip. We go to the mall. Man, I'm buying people stuff I don't eat food with. He just come up to me. "Oh, can you give me this shirt?" "Yeah, put it up there. I got you." Just having just blowing money.
Right.
I ain't have no bills to pay. I'm just blowing money, having a good time, partying, wilding, getting hotel rooms, just living the life, day by day. The money started growing, baby started coming. I'm talking about 3-4 times a day. Everybody in the crew, they taking care of their business. So the money's there. Okay. So maybe like 3 weeks went by. I'm walking through the hall. And when somebody come out the office, the door opens, it gonna swing open. It just swing open. So as I'm walking, I look. I see like 4 or 5 guys sitting on the bench, barefoot. I'm like, oh, mind you, that's what I left out too. I'm telling these dumb people, don't wear your shoes to school, because that's what I left out. The feds was all over the school.
You can't leave
They
this out.
walking around, just looking at people's feet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm telling people as I'm selling them the shoes, hey, don't wear your shoes to school. The feds up there. You see them. Man, these dumb fools still wore the shoe to school. So I said, oh, when I see this shit, I said, oh, God damn. So I go on and run the class, So once I get in class, like I said, I got on all this jewelry, I got all this money. So I'm just stripping. I handed it to this girl that was sitting beside me in class. "Hey, hold this," because I knew it was coming. So next thing I know, it came. "Send Sidney Coates to the office, please." I'm like, God damn. So as I'm coming out of my class, my buddy JR, he crossed the hall. He coming out his class too at the same time. So we looking like, damn, they called you too? He like, hell yeah. I'm like, oh shit. So now we trying to get our story together. Mm-hmm. So as we think, we say, look, we gonna say we got off from a white man in the van.
You're gonna blame a white guy?
Hey, man, cause see, where I'm from in Shreveport, it's black, mostly African American. I never went to school with white people in my life. Like it's always I've been around blacks, So we try to.
You do understand every time some white woman gets shoots her husband or gets shot or kills her kids or something, she always blames the black guy. You know that, right? You see that? Okay. So turnabout's fair play, right?
Yeah. So we like white man in the van in the parking lot at Popeyes on Greenwood Road, So we kept rehearsing that. We walking downstairs, studying white man van. So boom, we get to the office. As I walk in, one of the agents say, "Yeah, you come on in here, Sidney." I'm like, damn. So I go, we in the principal's office now. But I'm thinking it maybe like 2, 3. Man, it's like 10 feds in there. And my principal, I walk in, she give me this look like, boy, you know. So he say, "So you Coco, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, yes, sir." He say, "What's going on with these tennis shoes?" I say, "What you mean?" He say, "Well, all the people we talk to, they saying your name, saying you selling shoes." I said, "No, that ain't true, sir." I said,
Remember earlier when I said you probably shouldn't be doing this out of your house? This is why I said that.
"Now, I'm going to be honest. Yeah, I bought a pair. But this selling stuff, I don't know what you talking about." I said, "Man, I got from a white man in the van in the parking lot at Popeyes on Greenwood Road. I kept feeding them that.
That's 3 years right there for lying to an FBI agent. Right there.
For real, I'm just lying. So it's like after that, it's like they got in a group huddle or something, you know, like they all chatting amongst each other, just. So next thing I know, they come up out that huddle like, ready, break. And when he come up out, he looked at me just square in my eyes. He said, hey, so you mean to tell me that your mama wasn't pulling up in that pretty blue Cadillac of hers, giving you shoes to get to the students?
Gotcha.
You know? So I'm trying to hold my face expression and, you know, and because he ain't lying.
Right.
Because my mama was doing it. You know? So it felt like Mike Tyson hit me in my stomach or something, just like, you know.
Gotcha.
So I kept my face straight. I said, hey, don't you never put my mama in a lie like that again. Never. I said, my mama would never participate in something like this. Never. You know? So he was like, well, I'm just telling you what we hear. I said, that ain't true. He said, well, I tell you what. That pair you bought, we want them. I said, I tell you what, if I give them to y'all, will this clear my name with all this other stuff y'all saying? You know, he said, yeah, sure. I said,
Gotcha,
okay,
bitch.
hell yeah, I'll turn them in, because, you know, in my mind, I got plenty more.
Right.
I got plenty more shoes. You can have that one pair. Because me and this guy, we done already talked about doing this every other month, you know. So I go home, I get the shoe, I take it to the police station and, you know, return it to him. Hey, here you go. I'm thinking everything good, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm back to living my life, partying, spending money, you know, because we had sold all the shoes by now. Like 9.5, 10, you know, just your common sizes. Man, they went like that. Thousands of pairs, like 9.5, 10.5, 11. They were gone quick. So mostly the only thing we had were like 7s, 13, 14, the big sizes, you know. And they tapped our phone. You know, you can tell when your phone tag it, back in the day, you do a lot of clicking, make a little click noise. Mm-hmm. Click, 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 click. You know? So I used to be on the phone, I hear the shit. I used to talk to them. I used to be on the phone with girls and stuff. And I hear that little clicking noise. I just be like, hey, I ain't got no goddamn shoes. I don't know why y'all listening. You know, just shit like that with them. So my dad said, hey, they coming.
They here.
Yeah, he coming. Because we still had boxes in the house. Even though we sold most of them, you know, but we still had empty boxes and we had like a shed in the back of the house. There were boxes all in there. So my dad said, hey, they coming. Y'all get this shit out of here. So me and my mom, we got all the boxes, broke them down. We took them down the road to an apartment complex and threw them in their dumpster. Mm-hmm. So here you go in my mind.
And the FBI.
Don't do that either, guys. Y'all got to burn that stuff.
Pulled them out. 45 minutes later, the FBI pulled them all out. They had pictures of you putting them in there.
Ain't it though, for real, you know, and I'm like, well, you know. So I'm thinking everything good. Going back to my life, a party.
You don't know how conspiracy laws work.
I didn't. I was young. You know, I was young. I'm thinking I outsmarted the law. This is my mind. Like, they really fell for this shit. I outsmarted the feds. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, they believe that shit? Hey, you know. So weeks go by. About 2 more weeks. One of my crew members, Courtney O'Bannon, I never forgot this day. He called me one night. He was like, Sunday night. He said, man, I got these 2 girls. Man, we need to get them. We get us a hotel room, you know. In my mind, I'm like, yeah, because I want that one he talking about. I said, yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. So I'm like, well, shit. Me, my mom, my dad, and my sister, we had our extra pairs in our attic. You know?
This is so bad. They'll never look there.
Yeah, you know, I guess that's what they were thinking. They'll never look there, you know. So I said, well, I can go up in my attic and put them on for the night. And then when I'm done, I just take them off and take them back and put them in the attic. So, you know, that night came, we did what we did, got the room, blah, blah, blah. I come home drunk, loaded. Forgot to put my shoes up. Went to school. I ain't thinking nothing of it. I'm at baseball practice. I'm out there on the mound pitching, warming up. So the school security guard come on the field and say, hey, Sidney, there's some people up there want to see you. You know, so I'm like, well, hey, there may be some girls from other schools. I like to have women from other schools come by the school, want to talk, you know, hug and shit. You know, all that, you know. So I get up there. I noticed the agent, he just leaned against my car. I had a white Mitsubishi Eclipse. And he just leaned against the car, just chilling. I said, oh. But I'm still in my mind like, I ain't got nothing, you know, ain't nothing, you know. So when I get up there, he say, you lied to me. I say, huh? You lied to me. I said, what you talking about? So now he say, pop this trunk. I say, hey, help yourself. I ain't got shit, you know. So he's searching and searching. I ain't finding nothing. But at the same time, he started talking shit. You lied, you lied, you lied. So finally when he got through, your ass going to jail. So he threw me in the car. Not the back seat, he threw me in the front seat. I'm like, what is this?
Did he cuff you?
Yeah, he cuffed me up. They cuffed me up and just threw me in the front seat. So I'm thinking like, well, maybe we just going for a ride or something. I thought you get in the back seat, you know what I'm saying? So, but they threw me in there. I'm noticing all the students, they coming up to the front now, so, you know, being nosy, seeing what's going on. So I see a guy new named Ricky D. I said, hey, man, call my dad and tell him they got me. You know what I'm saying?
We got him.
So they get me to the station. I'm in the interrogation room. And they got me handcuffed like this behind a chair. So they didn't just pushing on me, you know, just, you gonna tell us something. You gonna tell us something. Do you want to play football? Do you want your scholarship? Because mind you, there's a lot of stuff I left out.
But
I had
stop
signed,
leaving, don't leave it out.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I had just signed a scholarship like 3 days before they picked me up.
A full
ride football scholarship.
For where? To where?
To Louisiana Tech University.
Okay.
I had just signed now. 3 days.
Guys, if you have a full ride scholarship to anywhere doing anything, don't sell 4,800 pairs of Jordans that you're not supposed to have. Please don't do that.
Later, they come get me. So I'm getting interrogated. I'm steady telling them, white man in the van,
Right.
on Greenwood Road, the parking lot of Popeye. Like that's all I can tell you. That's all I kept saying. So my dad, the guy come in, he say, the kid's father's here. He wanna know, can he come in? So they like, yeah, tell him to come on. You know, so I'm like, my dad's here. We good. I'm probably finna go home, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like that, you know?
That was, he walk in and say, what have you done?
Man.
My God. I don't know what he's into, fellas.
So my dad walk in, man. My dad just bust through the door like He-Man. Just boom. Get them goddamn handcuffs off my son. He ain't did a goddamn thing. Take them off. So I'm looking like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? Man, that law looked at my dad. He said, sir, if you don't come and sit your ass down, you finna go upstairs with your son. So now my dad is like, you all right? Give me the key to the car. Give me your money. Give me your jewelry. We gonna come get you. Don't worry about it. So I see my daddy transform. I'm like, what the damn hero?
Now, I'm going to say it again. If you have 5,000 pairs of Jordans you're not supposed to have, don't sell them don't sell them out of your house, because he just woke up to it. He didn't go rob the train. He didn't transport them. Whatever they did, however they acquired these shoes, he was not a part of it. He just woke up, and it was his people, his parents' bright idea for him to go do this. Thanks, Dad.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh shit, this shit real now. So all the stuff I learned from the hood, hearing the jail stories and, all this here, I'm like, man, I'm finally face this shit. So as I'm walking upstairs, I got my mat and my pillow and stuff in my hand. You know, I'm walking upstairs. It's a guy they bringing out. He just got smashed. Like both his eyes just blood. He f***ed up. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm finna have to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Are they? So I have a question. How old were you?
I was 17, but the paper said 18.
But they're putting you with the adults.
I went adults.
Okay.
Yeah, I was with adults.
You're probably better off with adults than you were with the kids. The little gladiator schools, like they're extremely violent. Like you guys go in at 15, 16 years old, these kids just want to start fighting immediately. At least with the adults, they're at least a little more calm.
Yeah. Because really, I went through gladiator school growing up through my neighborhood, fighting with Lou and them. Like that was my gladiator school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was prepared, but I was still scared.
Yeah, yeah.
So as I'm walking through, I'm looking for a bed. So I find a bed, I put my stuff down. I look over, I see a crackhead from my neighborhood. So I say, well, there's somebody I know in here. You know what I'm saying? So I go over there, I'm talking to the crackhead, like, man, what you doing here? Just making talk, trying to get comfortable. So, man, next thing I know, on the other side of the pod, it's a guy just stood up on his bunk on the bed and said, hey, that's the dude right there that got caught with all the Jordans.
That's him.
And it's like everybody just did this. You know what I'm saying? All eyes on me.
I got him.
So next thing I know, man, it was like Jesus was talking to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, now everybody that surrounded me just like, man, how you do it? Man, I would have traded for some, everybody telling me what they would have did. And I'm like, man, it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm feeling like a celebrity in jail.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling home, calling all my little girlfriends. I'm like, oh man, jail ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I took it.
Well, I have a question. You weren't wearing the Jordans when they grabbed you, right? You said you had taken the one pair down, but you left them out.
Yeah.
Was that important? Like, did they raid the house and find the? Okay.
See, that's what happened.
Stop leaving stuff out, man.
That's how they got to the school.
Yeah. When I went to school that morning, I didn't take that other pair back.
Right.
So when I left, they hit the house while I was at school, and my mom, she thinking they in the attic because didn't nobody see me go up there and get them.
So she consents to say,
go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. And she say when they went in, they went straight to my room, straight to my closet. And when he came out that closet and had that pair up, she said her heart just hit the floor, just like
this kid. Well, I have a question too. Your buddy that invited you out that night with the girls, did he do that because he knew? Like, was he working with them? Like, he knew if I invite him out, he's going to wear those Jordans.
No,
nothing like that.
No, it wasn't nothing like that. No, it wasn't.
That seems like something the feds would do.
Nah,
they'd be like, "Well, he's not wearing them shoes. We don't know where they are." And then they grab them. You know what? We'll follow one of his buddies, get him on a dope charge or something. Whatever. They'll find a reason to grab him, and then be like, "Look, you call him, get him to go off some girls. We know he'll wear the Jordans."
And there's no argument that you say, "Look, I saved up money. I bought these. Are these still unreleased Jordans?"
Yeah, they unreleased.
Yeah. So it's not like you can say, "Hey, I went up. They were a present from my mom or from my cousin, or I found a pair." You found a pair of Jordans that have not been released yet. And obviously, probably somebody. This truck was like a stolen truck full of Jordans or something.
Yeah,
so
it was a whole truckload.
Yeah, it's a bigger scam. I mean, scam. Sorry, it's a bigger crime because it's somebody at some point jacked a truck.
Yeah.
You know,
if it was like just the shoes alone, they probably wouldn't be as.
Yeah, there's some crimes that the federal government.
Cause for one, okay, they did it in Dallas. So like they say, once you cross state lines, what they call it, commerce, something like that. You know.
Yeah, you're affecting commerce. Well, I was gonna say there are some crimes that to me, it's like, you're like, okay, it's not a big deal. Like some guy had a truck with Jordans, not that they jacked him or anything, but maybe they got in the truck while he was, he was in the diner or whatever. Maybe they, not necessarily like a carjacking, but But for something like that, the feds will take it extremely seriously because you're affecting commerce. It's like if you said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start robbing cash and carry supermarkets. And you start hitting all those cash and carries. Well, that affects commerce badly for cash and carry. You know what I'm saying? Like you're targeting, especially if you cross lines or cross state lines. So if these guys got a truck, then they drove it across state lines, and they're selling it. That's like organized to them. They act like it's organized crime. I mean, it may have been organized crime.
Which that situation really was, but I didn't tell them nothing. Like it wasn't nothing for them, to piece together. But it was some organized crime shit. You know what I'm saying?
But you're the last leg of that.
Yeah.
Like you're not the one who's saying, listen.
Yeah.
I got a guy in the warehouse. They're loading up. The flight came in. They're putting it on the truck. We got him. Here's the. You're not organized. You're the last leg of that. It's like I'm just selling the fucking
I'm
thing.
just part of the distribution team.
Right.
Did you ever figure out the whole operation, like what they were doing to kind of?
Yeah, I did.
Right.
Yeah, I did because, like I say, me and this guy had got a bond.
Yeah.
We had created a bond to where we was gonna do this all the time. We was gonna have because the guy told me get Air Max, Jordans, refrigerator, stove, jewelry. I want it all. So, hey, let's do it.
You know what would get you all of that also is just getting the scholarship and getting it.
Exactly.
That takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I know this is immediately
money.
But Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
So you're in the jail. Sorry, you're in the jail.
Yeah. So I'm in the jail. Everybody.
All right, I'm going to stop it there because I already said, guys, if you have a scholarship to anywhere doing anything, do not start selling Jordans. Stolen Jordans that you have no business or authorization to have. To sell. All right, guys, I'll leave the link for the video in the description, of course. But if this does well, I'll upload another part. I want the top guy. I want to know what truck got hit. I want to know, was it somebody at a diner? Was it somebody getting gas? Was it the driver? Was it an inside job? I want other details. Maybe I'll look into that. But I've been J Stat. That ain't this. Peace.